Alright guys, what's going on, man? It's your boy Ziggy from Shonen Origins. Today I'm coming at you with some more Heroes Mission. Now, this is my first deck build since the game initially came out, and the reason I haven't done one, so if you're new to this channel, for the most part we have been focusing on the PvP side of Hero Mission. And I knew that the meta was going to change. I knew that there was no way it was going to last the way it was, because for the most part it was only going to a second round and people were just dying at the, like, you had no chance. There was no, like, really, like, either you won the power level phase and won, or you lost the power level phase and you lost. That's the way it was. So I knew eventually the meta was gonna start to change, and it has. Now people are implementing cards that do like damage reduction. Now that people are implementing cards that have damage reduction, people are implementing cards that negate damage reduction. So now you're really starting to see the game mold into something, and the meta is slowly starting to change, and that's why I haven't made a deck build. So today I come with you with a new deck build. Now, some of these cards are switchable depending on what you want to do, but in my opinion, the mainstays are Trunks Xeno, Goku Xeno, and Gohan Xeno. That is your main force of defense and damage reduction. Damage reduction is very key now, because when you have cards like Berserk Goku, who could do 12k off of EA Dragon Fist, when you have that damage reduction, that knocks him down to like 4k or 3k or something along those lines. That's why damage reduction is very important. So that's why I have the Trunks Xeno, the Goku Xeno, and the Gohan Xeno. Now, I'll go into the abilities, obviously, just in case you haven't seen me use them before. Trunks does 50% damage reduction, but for one round only. So you gotta really pick and choose when you think your opponent. Now, most opponents so far really go all out in the second round, so that's your best bet to use in the second round, especially if you have Cell Xeno, right? Now, Cell Xeno is becoming less and less of a necessity, but he is a good security blanket, right? When you don't have to worry about the first round at all, it's very reassuring. Now, sometimes it can be really good not to have Cell Xeno, so you can have maybe extra manpower for that second round, or maybe another character for the third round. Yes, but it does feel really good, because if I know, right, for instance, if I know that I had Cell Xeno, then that means the first round I don't have to worry. And I had Trunks Xeno, Goku Xeno, and Gohan Xeno. That means for the second round, I mean, I can't guarantee survival, right? Depending on, you gotta, there's still some RNG in there. You gotta win your charge impacts and stuff like that. But for the most part, if you're able to win your charge impacts and things like that, when it comes to Trunks Xeno, Goku Xeno, and then with Gohan backing them up, you can make it out of the second round. And if your enemy goes all out in the second round, I mean the third round, that they have no stamina to really help them out. So you really want to look at things like that. And this is why I still kind of like having Cell Xeno, but you can take him out if you want to. Sorry guys, my nose is kind of stuffy. These allergies are just really kicking my ass. Alright. So Trunks Xeno does 50% damage reduction for one round. Goku Xeno also does 50% damage reduction for one round too. And then you have Gohan, which is a Link support character, and he does 30% damage reduction, and this is repeatable. Now, if you put Trunks Xeno and Goku Xeno out in like the second round, right, and then you have Gohan linking behind them, maybe behind Goku, right? So if he links up with Goku, Goku is getting 130% damage reduction. Trunks is still getting the 100% damage reduction. So that's really good defensively. You could possibly, only for the second round, put out Trunks and Goku and save up your stamina for Kale, Goku, Cell Xeno, and Dark Mask King. Now, why do I have Kale here? Now, this is a test out thing for me. I haven't really like locked down having this card in here, but I did want to have this card in here for this video because I want to use this as an example. Now, Kale has a transform ability, which is really nice. That's whatever. That's not why she's here. She's here because when she successfully transforms and recovers her own stamina attack after canceling enemy guard and damage reduction at the end of the power level battle phase, this is repeatable. Meaning that I don't know if it works for the whole team, but definitely works for her. Damage reduction and stamina, canceling guard, that doesn't work on her. That means that if you use damage reduction like a Trunks Xeno or Goku Xeno or Gohan Xeno, she goes by that. Like, that means nothing to her. She's still gonna do the damage that she'll usually do. Now, she's not like a top damaging card. She only has 3,500, and she doesn't also she doesn't have a CA ability that, you know, like you would do after the attack phase, right? Her CA ability goes in with her transformation, but it adds three times the power to her super attack, right? So she's having over 10,000 power to her super attack when she transforms. So she can still do very good damage on the fact that she is a berserk character, and also her super attack only requires 4 energy. So she's a very good card for people like me who have been using damage reduction, and she's a very good card to use against you know, Trunks Xeno, Goku Xeno, stuff like that, because she does have the damage reduction. So that's why I haven't nailed, like, she's not a guaranteed here. Like, the only, like, guaranteed are Trunks Xeno, Goku Xeno, and Gohan Xeno. That is a guaranteed. Kale's not guaranteed, but I didn't want to bring her ability across to you guys. So I'm not, there's probably other cards who also have the hidden potential tapped or something along this line with negating damage reduction. Or, I mean, canceling it, I guess I should say. But, Kale is a very good card, so you should definitely look into cards that can cancel damage reduction, because like I said, the meta is slowly starting to change when it comes to PvP, and you're going to see more damage reduction cards there. So having this damage card that can cancel damage reduction could really catch your opponent off guard. Now, Goku Berserk, this is self-explanatory. The reason there, because you do need firepower, right? You can't be, like, I mean, these cards are good, right? But they're not, like, high-key damaging cards, right? So you do need some of that firepower, and that's where Berserk Goku really comes into play. And then you have Cell Xeno. Now, like I brought up earlier in the video, I like Cell Xeno because I like to not worry about the first round. But say if you weren't going to have Cell Xeno, right? Say if you're like, I don't want Cell Xeno because I just feel like the first round, like, is whatever, right? People really don't go all out. Then I will probably switch out Cell Xeno with a counter card, right? Because just because you have the damage reduction mean that you're not gonna take damage. So I will probably switch out Cell Xeno for like a counter rush card. A good counter rush card is this Vegeta. This Vegeta is a very good counter rush card because he does increase your power level battle phase, and it's repeatable. And when he does the counter rush, right? Successfully perform an action to counter rush, adjust achieve a perfect rush to greatly increase enemy CI speed. Now, this is a good counter rush, but this Vegeta also is a good counter rush because he does 3 times damage to the opponent. So say if your opponent goes first, right, and then you use a counter rush on him and you do 3 times the damage, then when it comes along for your turn, you already did damage to your opponent, right? So that's some pretty good damage. So if I was going to have Cell Xeno in there, I would have a counter rush card, because even if you do have the damage reduction, you still could take a ton of damage, especially if they go all out in the first round. So it's really nice to cancel out at least one attack and also do damage to your opponent. So if I wasn't going to have Cell Xeno there, guys, I would definitely have a counter rush card. I do recommend this Vegeta. And then we have Dark Mask King. Now, Dark Mask King is another card. If you don't want him, you don't have to have him. I like to have him because he does build up hero energy. Even though I will say that the team currently right now doesn't need the most hero energy in the world. But if you get that hero energy off, right, you get like maybe like 4 hero energy by the time you go into the 3rd round. You survive the 1st and 2nd round, you go to the 3rd round, you have plus 4 hero energy. You can use the power level limit unit attack that Trunks Xeno, Goku Xeno, and Gohan Xeno have. So that could really come into play there. That's why I like Dark Mask King. But what I'm trying to get across here is the damage reduction is really key here. You have Trunks Xeno, you have Goku Xeno, and you have Gohan Xeno. It's very good for damage reduction. And then, like I said, you should really test out Kale or anybody who can cancel out damage reduction. Now, I haven't seen a lot of teams using damage reduction, but if you're going to play rank, you will run into those people because, like I said, the meta is slowly starting to change. Then you have Goku Berserk. Obviously, you can switch out Goku Berserk for any, I feel like, high-tier damaging unit would be very good. If you're not gonna use Cell Xeno, like I said, then have a counter rush card. I do recommend this Vegeta, which is very good. And then I like Dark Mask King because I'm able to get my stamina back. I mean, my hero energy. I'm able to boost up my hero energy more than I should. That's why I like Dark Mask King, but he's not a necessity either. But like I said, the main staples are definitely the Xeno trio right here. Now, just to make sure you guys know what set these guys come from, Trunk Xeno comes from set 2. Goku Xeno comes from set 1. Gohan Xeno comes from one of the promotional banner that you can only use normal gachas on. People get this confused. You cannot use rare gacha tickets on the promotional banner. So make sure, like, if you go, you're like, oh, it's gone, it's not. You can only use normal tickets. Then you have the Kale, which is in set 6. You have the Berserk Goku, which is in Universal Mission 2. You have this Vegeta, which is in Universal Mission 1. And then you have Dark Mask King, which is in set 4. This is, I've been using this. I played probably like, I mix it up. I did put up one PvP video when I had these characters, but I've been using this, and I have I used it like 3 or 4 times. I only lost one match, right? It's not, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that this deck is unbeatable. Like I hate doing that. I hate when people do that because that's bullshit. I will never bullshit you guys. I'm very transparent on my channel. This is not a unbeatable deck, but I think it's very good for the amount of people you will go against, and damage reduction is very good to use in this game, especially with people who think they just go all out on offense and then it completely screws them over for the next round. And that's gonna be the video, guys. Hopefully this right here does help you guys out. I like I said, the Xeno trio, I coined that. Remember that I coined that is a very good team to set and build around, right? So even if you don't want to use the last 4 units in this deck, I suggest using that Xeno trio and build around them. I promise you won't be disappointed. So yeah, that's the video. Hopefully this helped you guys out. If you're new here, please hit that sub button. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. Hit that like button for me doing the video with my allergies. And sorry if I'm like sniffling or snorking in your, like, sounding like a pig in your ear. I apologize about that. These allergies really suck. Beginning of April, April always sucks ass. Hopefully May is much better. But yeah, man, peace, deuces, all above.